Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Back to OJ. Back to OJ. So, my daughter just got a new job, but she doesn't drive. She has her driver's license. She doesn't drive, and she's certainly not going to buy herself a car because she hates driving. Um, I'm working on it. I'm working on this part. Told her I'm not going to drive her to work for the rest of her life. Um, but she got a new job, and she starts at 8 o'clock every morning. And we usually OJ till after 8 o'clock every morning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my live streams a little short to try to start OJ a little earlier so that I can be done every day. OJ will be done every day by like 7:40 to give me enough time to get her into work so that she can earn a paycheck, pay for some bills. But we're getting there. We'll get to the end of this trial and then it won't matter. But um, now, today, we get to see more of Cato's bedroom. Yeah, we do. I can see it right here. Look, Cato's bedroom, where the magic happens. So I'm told. No, I'm not told. I made that up.
Okay, and you indicate that would have been taken from the vantage point of the office facing
This
towards the back?
picture, yes.
That's photograph B. And you indicated, oh yeah, and the air conditioner, for the record, Your Honor, is indicated, I think it's self-explanatory on the photograph, right above the lamp.
And these are the faucets.
And for the record, the witness suggested the two doors on the wall.
On the far wall, yes.
Yes, thank you. Now, if you can tell us, sir, the room as shown in photograph B, is that the condition of the room when you lived there? Did it look like that?
Yeah, my dressers aren't there.
Were there dressers there when you lived there?
This dresser and the nightstand, and then I had some stuff.
And for the record, where you indicated you had some stuff?
I had like a dresser here.
And for the record, the witness is gesturing to, on photograph B, the wall that would be just to the right of the doors. Okay. And did you keep clothing or things on and in that dresser?
Yes. There, in the closets.
Go ahead, have a seat. Can I show the rest of the units for
You may.
He keeps drinking that water so much. I just can't wait for him to say, Judge, can we take a break? I gotta go to the bathroom. Because he's like a little puppy.
questions to ask you. Can you tell us, or to whom the other units belong behind your guest unit as depicted on this diagram?
Come
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the question?
Yes, are there other units in that same, along the same corridor here
Yes.
that are behind yours?
Right. Next to mine was Arnell's room.
Did you have a common wall with her room?
Yes.
All right. And behind hers, was there another unit?
Not behind, it was on the side. It would connect, and it would be. It says Arnell's, but that would be the maids.
So this end unit that says Arnell's room should actually be maid's room?
Yes.
To your knowledge, is there another room for maids inside the main residence?
Yes.
All right. As of June 12th, 1994, sir, who was living in the main house and in the guest units?
OJ in the main house, Arnell, and then Arnell's room, and that's my room, and Gigi off and on.
Gigi off and on in that end room that's at this moment marked as Arnell's room.
Yes.
All right, if you can, sir, if you come out of your room, out of those shuttered doors that are shown in these photographs A and B.
Yes.
Do we know who Gigi is? I'm guessing. A maid, but I don't know. I have no idea who Gigi is.
Can you describe what is outside your door when you step out?
My first steps when I
Right.
it's first steps out are the cement, and I would have to go upstairs to left or right. I could walk to Arnell's room from me to right, out of the doors, and left. Or go up the stairs and I go left. I go into the main house back doors. Straight ahead is the pool, like a barbecue. Hit there and
Now, what if you went straight through the pool area?
okay.
Where would you come out?
So if we go straight through, there's a path. I'd follow it, and I'd go up to the front yard.
And is there a side yard here that you would walk through?
Right here.
And is this path? Is that accurate? There's a path there that takes you through the yard.
Yes.
And where does that path take you to? Where does it end?
It goes into the main driveway.
Okay. I'll have a seat, sir. All right, so you indicated Gigi. Who's Gigi?
Gigi was a housekeeper.
Did she live in on the property?
It was off and on. She had a husband. I'm sure she still does, and she'd go to where he was at. Sometimes stay there, sometimes not.
Okay. So at times she would spend the night on the property and other times not?
Yes.
Was there any other maid that lived in the property?
At that time,
Yes.
no. Just Gigi.
I stand corrected. Council's right. As of June the 12th, 1994.
June the 12th was Gigi.
All right. At some point, direct your attention to May of 1994. Mid to late May, sir. Can you tell us whether you began looking for another place to live?
Yes.
And why was that?
I was periodically looking for places to live.
Did you have a conversation with the defendant about his situation with Nicole Brown?
Yes.
And what did he tell you about that?
About my living arrangement, or
Right. About your living arrangement and his situation with Nicole.
There's different things.
In mid to late May, did the defendant ask you to start looking for a place to live?
Did he ask me to look? No.
Did he indicate anything to you with respect to his relationship with Nicole?
Their relationship was over.
He told you they were broken up for good?
Yes.
And that was mid to late May of 94?
Yes.
And did you discuss moving in with someone else around that same time?
I was just moving. I mean, I don't know. It was someone else. I was looking at some places and not looking, and
Mr. Kalin, did you have a
Well,
discussion
that's
with
crystal
Grant
clear.
about moving into his apartment with him mid to late May?
No, Grant asked me to move in, but I wasn't going to move in with him.
You weren't going to?
No, not with him.
Who were you going to move in with?
I was looking at a place on San Vicente and 3rd, and it was single.
And did you actually make some arrangements to move there?
Yeah, I did the application. I knew the person that was renting it out.
And when was it that you made that application?
I think it was in May.
Had you made application to live anywhere else before that?
There's another place that was off another road in Brentwood that was pending with someone. It was someone's house, and there was it was sharing the house with them.
And when did you make application to live there?
That was, I think, also in May.
At any time prior to May, at any time prior to May, did you make application to move out and into some other location?
Not applications, but I was, looking. I didn't want to be a pain there.
Didn't the defendant ask you to come and stay with him?
Yes.
Then were you uncomfortable living there?
No, it was another maid that was saying things.
Another maid
Yes, before this,
that didn't want you living there?
she would say things. Do you want to know her name?
Yes.
Michelle.
Did you have some run-in with her?
No. She would say, OJ wants you out, but I never believe in you. You should go, Cato. I said, okay. And then OJ would say, I'll tell you when to go, not Michelle.
So she was urging you to leave.
Since day one.
Do you know why?
Do I know why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she just wanted the house.
Wanted the house?
Well, I don't think she wanted someone new there. I can't.
Did she
Answer.
clean? I'm sorry. Did she clean your room?
Yes. Sometimes she'd come in and would just show up.
Did you ever ask her to clean your room?
No.
All right. Directing your attention to June the 12th.
Yes.
Can you tell us who was in the house? June the 12th of 1994. Can you tell us who was in the house on that date?
On June 12th,
Yes.
just myself and OJ.
Was Gigi there?
She was not there.
How about Arnell?
I didn't see her now.
Okay. And Arnell, of course, we're referring to the defendant's daughter.
Yes.
Do you recall what time it was when you first saw the defendant on the date of June the 12th, 1994?
I thought it was like in the afternoon, about 2:30.
And where was it that you happened to see him on that at that time?
It was in the kitchen nook area.
Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes.
What did you talk about?
We talked about he went golfing that day. It was a golf game. And then what else he did, how he did in golf. And he played cards. And
Did he tell you whether he won or lost?
in golf or cards.
Golf?
I don't remember.
Cards?
I don't know if he won or lost.
Did he mention to you any plans that he had for later on that day?
Yes.
And what was that?
There was a recital, the dance recital of Sydney's daughter with Nicole.
And what time did he plan to go to that?
5 o'clock recital.
Did he talk to you or mention anything to you about Nicole during that conversation?
It was, they weren't together.
How did that come up?
It was conversation. I mean, I was reading a paper and it would come up about just Nicole, that their relationship was over.
Do you recall how that happened to come up? How come you were talking about him and Nicole being through?
I think it just came up about he was going to recital. I think it had to do with Paula, because I think OJ just wanted to go to the recital on his own, and I think she wanted to go. And I think it just came up like that.
Did Paula call at some point in that afternoon during that conversation?
Gosh, I think so. I can't recollect it. I think so.
Who do you mean when you talk about Paula? Who's that?
OJ's girlfriend.
Paula Barbieri, is that?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with the defendant about Paula Barbieri?
That I think she wanted to go, and that was it. That I think OJ just wanted to make it kind of a family thing, just to be on his own.
Okay. Did he tell you that Paula was upset because she wanted to go to the recital?
Yes.
She wanted to show Nicole that she was the defendant's girl?
Mm,
Sustained.
No, is this what the defendant told you?
Rephrase the question.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What did the defendant tell you that Paula said to him?
I think she was upset that she wasn't going to go.
1220, Your Honor.
1220.
Evidence code section.
No, I know. I'm thinking. I'm going to sustain the objection.
Can I be heard?
Sure. How about later?
You want-
Proceed.
Well, I'm going to get past it. How late are we going to go?
Until you feel comfortable. Is this a good point?
I guess so. So that we can work this through because then.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a recess at this point. Please remember my admonition to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. Don't form any opinions about the case. Don't conduct any deliberation until the matter has been submitted to you. Do not allow anybody to communicate with you with regards to the case. Mr. Kalin, I'm going to excuse you until tomorrow morning at 8:45. Do not discuss your testimony with anybody except for the attorneys. Do you understand the order, sir?
yes.
All right, 8:45. See you tomorrow. All right, you may step down, sir. All right, counsel will argue that issue as soon as we excuse the jury. All right, we'll stand in recess. Thank you.
The jury just heard the issue. I mean, they just heard it. I mean, whatever.
His counsel, Mr. Shapiro, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Douglas, Mr. Bailey. People are represented by Ms. Clark and Mr. Darden. The jury is not present. Counsel, is there anything we need to take up before we invite the jurors to rejoin us?
Yes, Your Honor, very briefly, we are quite concerned about some of the things that are being said at sidebar that are gratuitous in nature. And yesterday, there were statements that were made that were quite derogatory of Jason Simpson and implied that he was involved in planting potential evidence. Since those sidebar conferences are public
What?
record and released, it not only causes a great deal of anxiety to Mr. Simpson, it causes us great concern because in the unfortunate event that this jury cannot reach a verdict, it's going to be much more difficult in the future to try to pick a fair and impartial jury if they are being poisoned by these types of gratuitous comments. And I wanted the record to reflect that we strenuously object to those. One moment, please. And in this case, the statement was directly in contradiction to the facts in this case that have been filed by a judge under seal.
All right, any other comment? All right, let's have the jurors.
Wait, Ron, can I have just one moment? I have to look at an SVT by the defense. Let me indicate, I've indicated to Mr. Shapiro already that we have a very short segment of videotape that I wanted to be able to show to this witness on the witness stand, and I want to make sure that it is the date that I think, pardon?
All right.
Yeah, that's something I can lay a foundation for. Perhaps what I should do right now is show it to counsel so that we don't have to take a break in the proceedings at the time.
All right. What is this video of?
It's a Rocky Pen drug.
Did they see us? Okay, we're 30 seconds away. 30 seconds away. Look at me, Tom. Give me that open door. Okay, we're 15 seconds away. 10 seconds away. It's not on our side. I don't know what's that. Okay, we're gonna do it. Stay on them, not on them. Opening now.
All right, Ms. Clark, we've had the opportunity to see the video.
It's just a little bit more yellow. That's it.
That's it. Mr. Shapiro, any comment?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd like an offer of proof as to the relevance.
Ms. Clark?
It will be presented with Cato. But first, before I do that, what I need to inquire of the defense is from what station this tape came and the copy of the SDT that produced it.
Do we know?
I don't think we know at this point. We'd have to try to look it up. See, when she wanted, we'd have to look.
Today. How could they not know?
Well.
He's a
Counsel,
liar.
Out of curiosity, what's the relevance of that clip?
Well, the person that is with Mr. Kalin is Ron Shipp.
Correct.
Ron Shipp has testified to his presence at the house on June the 13th, if the court will recall. We believe this tape was made on June the 13th. It will demonstrate, it will corroborate Ron Shipp's testimony, and then, of course, the clip of the dog.
We'll stipulate Mr. Schiff was there on the 13th.
The people are allowed to prove their case in their
And
own
Ms.
way.
Clark, what is the relevance of the Akita dog?
Well, if one recalls the testimony of Rosa Lopez, a dog that was barking furiously the night before is being very docile and petted by complete and total strangers.
So, Your Honor, I've had dogs all my life, and sometimes they bark, sometimes they don't bark. And, because they were around a friendly police officer.
Oh, all of a sudden it's a friendly police officer. I love it. Wait, can I get this admitted?
The problem is the foundation.
We have one counsel per side, Mr. Clark.
This, she asked a question regarding the foundation of the STC.
Your Honor, objection.
I noted it. All right. I assume the answer is, since they weren't prepared, they don't, as to this particular snippet of videotape, they can't tell you who the cinematographer was, or the videographer, whatever it is we call them these days.
Lies. That's lies.
However, if it's in sequence, I did see Detective Lang carrying his clipboard and what appeared to be the pair of Reebok shoes.
That he's already
But the
testified.
problem is we don't know if that's in sequence, because there appears to me to be a cut in between.
Right, there does. Perhaps I could do it this way, Your Honor. We know that there will be a foundation forthcoming because someone obviously videotaped it and the defense got the tape from that person. And as soon as the defense tells me who it is, I can call the person and lay the
All right, well,
foundation.
Let me cut to the chase. Mr. Shapiro, is there any objection to this
Yes, Your Honor.
on foundational grounds?
If I can ask the court to allow me to have the witness identify himself and Ron Ship and the dog, subject to a motion to strike, I will not elicit testimony from this witness as to when the videotape, when those events transpired, and I'll call the person who shot the tape to testify to that.
All right, any response to that proposal,
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
There'll be an objection.
All right. Okay. I'll allow it subject to a motion to strike.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, let's have the jurors, please. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Kalin, would you resume the witness stand, please? All right, why don't you pull the microphone close to you, please? All right, good morning, Mr. Kalin. You're reminded you were still under oath, sir.
Yes.
Ms. Clark, you may resume with your direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Oh, Mr. Kalin, yesterday
Hi, Kato.
you were explaining to us the layout of the house. I
Yes.
recall. I'd like to go back to that for just a brief moment.
He reminds me of the movie The Dark Crystal.
Is this?
Mrs. Robertson, is the water fresh? Water's fresh.
Marked as People 66.
Would you like Mr. Kalin to step down?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. All right, let me ask you a couple of questions. Are there any doors that lead out onto the south pathway from the main house or garage area?
South pathway? This
Yes.
pathway?
Yes.
Yes.
And can you tell us which ones they are?
There's a laundry room.
Mhm.
I guess that would be right here.
For the record, the witness is indicating the yellow arrow that's been placed by where there's a V indentation in the main house. Okay.
And there's one in the garage.
Okay. Do you know where on that south wall of the garage it is?
It's the opening here, so it'd be around here, I think.
Okay, be farther to the left of the yellow arrow that's been placed on the board right now.
Yes.
Okay.
If that's where the car would have been, right here.
I do know what you mean. I do.
You think it'd be farther to the left of that? Can you show us approximately where you think it would be?
I think it would be right about here.
Okay, and for the record, the witness has pointed to the area where there's an indentation in the garage to the left of the yellow arrow placed by the garage.
Here would be 3 to 4 inches
And
to the
perhaps-
left.
May I suggest we mark that?
Do you have my stickers?
I think that's like that to you.
I have dots now.
I don't know, Kelly. Wasn't it doing that yesterday too?
Perhaps we
Or
should
is that
label
just in my
those
head?
stickers with either the witness's initials and or 1, 2, or 3.
record, the witness, I'm gonna put the witness's initials on that arrow. BK. All right, you can resume your seat. With respect to the door that you indicated was the laundry room, okay, that door that leads out onto the south pathway from the laundry room of the main house, sir, that is indicated by the arrow that is unmarked on the B part of the main house here. All right, with respect to that particular door, sir, and first of all, did you ever use the laundry room when you were living in the house?
Yes.
And did you ever see anyone go in or out of that door?
Not really used.
And do you recall whether it was kept locked with a deadbolt or some other means?
I'm not sure.
But you never saw it used?
I never used it. I never really saw it used, no.
With respect to the garage door, photographs, I'd ask I'm going to show them to council.
I agree, Jenny.
Ms. Clark?
I agree.
Ms. Clark, are you going to use 66 any longer?
No.
All right, let's have it taken down, please.
Photograph bearing the numbers in the lower right-hand corner, 000095, has to be marked Peoples 130. And 000096 in the lower right-hand corner, the next photograph, Peoples 131. Fine. Mr. Kalen,
Of course
were
you
you
do.
ever inside the garage of the location 360 North Rockingham?
Yes.
Can you tell us, please, sir, to the best of your recollection at this time, what you recall seeing inside that garage?
If you enter from the laundry room door, you'd walk into a weight set, workout center. Right in the front. Mirrors. A car would be parked against the garage door, the opening.
What kind of car?
Testarossa,
What color?
red.
Was it kept covered or uncovered?
Usually covered.
Okay.
And there was shelves with, I don't know what was in, buckets, paint maybe.
A lot of
And
stuff in there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you recall my asking you if there was a garage door that led out to the south pathway in your memory when we were discussing this case in
Yes.
my office?
Yes.
Did you remember that there was a garage door initially?
No.
And why is that?
I didn't see it.
Ever use it?
No.
Ever see anyone use it?
No.
People's 130. I'm going to ask you to look at your monitor.
Yes.
Did the items in the garage ever vary from time to time?
You mean storage things or?
Yes.
I wouldn't know. It'd be,
There could be stuff in there, yes.
Did you go to the garage often?
No.
How many times would you say you were in the garage during the period of time you were, excuse me, that you were living there?
16,
16 times? And you lived there for how long?
6 months.
16. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
If you were shown a photograph, do you think you'd be able to tell what date that photograph was taken?
No.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Clark. Proceed.
Do you know what the contents of the garage were or what the garage looked like inside as of June the 12th, 1994?
Of some things, yes.
Okay. If I show you a photograph of the interior of that garage, will you be able to tell us whether it fits your memory of the appearance of that location?
Yes.
Counselor, I think, excuse me, I think the objection is he needs to look at the photograph and tell us if that matches his recollection before it's shown to the jury. And for the record, that's
People's 130, yes, ma'am.
That's the garage inside.
And is that the way you recall seeing it, sir?
Yes.
That fits your memory of it?
Yes.
No. Proceed.
One, please.
All right, you're looking at 130 right now, Mr. Kalin?
Yes.
Can you tell us, what are you looking at? What location is that?
That's the coming from the lawn. The shot was taken probably from the laundry room door, and it's the garage.
And so you're looking from the interior of the house into the garage?
Yes.
And is that the appearance of the garage as you last remember seeing it?
Yes.
Okay, directing your attention, sir, I'm going to use a laser. Can you look up at the screen for a moment? Okay, you see this little red dot?
Yes.
All
Don't
right.
look at the laser.
First of all, what am I pointing to here?
It's the weights, the workout center.
All right. And behind that, those weights, what do you see that I'm circling?
Car, the Testarossa.
Okay. And is it covered here?
Yes, it is.
All right. And is that the cover you recall seeing on it?
Yes.
Was it usually kept covered in that manner?
Yes.
And over here, sir? What's on the wall over here?
I can't tell from the shot, but I think that's the mirrors.
Okay.
Dark on the
All
side.
right. Now I'm moving the red dot to an area right here. You see this big cardboard box?
Yes.
And do you recall that being in the garage as well?
It probably was, but I can't recall. I mean, there was storage things. So it probably, yes. It was.
All right. And I'm directing your attention now to an area just above that box. Can you see what that is, sir?
That's the door.
Let me show you another view. Equals 131. And what are we looking at here, sir?
That's just a different angle of the garage again. Same.
With the car
Right.
and then the weights. All
The
right.
shot's taken like where the mirrors would be.
Okay. And then the door would be on the left-hand side of the photograph that you can't see, right?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to show you the next series of 3 photographs. First one with the number in the lower right-hand corner of 88, People's 132. Same location. I'll show the witness the pictures first.
Please.
If I could mark them though, so I can refer to them.
All right, 132, 133, and 134.
Correct, thank you. that'd be 133 is got the number 89 in the lower right-hand corner. 134 has the number 90 in the right-hand corner. Mr. Kalin, can you tell us if you recognize what's shown in these photographs?
The garage.
Okay. And do you recognize the items shown in this photograph?
Items that are stored in the garage.
Okay. And had you seen them there before when you were living there?
Yes.
Do you recognize the car shown in these photographs?
Yes.
Is that the same as the car shown in the previous photographs you've identified?
Yes.
Is there a cover on the car in these photographs?
No.
There are bicycles shown in these photographs. Do you recall seeing bicycles in that position in the garage when you lived there?
Yeah, there'd be bikes. They could be on the other side, that side, but yeah, just like that.
Okay. And the big cardboard box with the television on top of the chest that you see there,
Yes.
does that appear to be the same cardboard box, chest, and television that you see that you saw in the previous photographs?
Yes.
And does this fit your memory of the appearance of the interior of the garage when you were living at 360 North Rockingham?
Yes.
I'm going to show you People's 132, if you please look at your monitor.
Ginny, try to contain your excitement, please. This is
Directing your attention now,
professional
sir,
here.
to the television set and the chest and the large cardboard box. As you look above those items, can you see what is above the television set here? And if you could look at the screen where I'm gesturing with the laser light, if you can see it.
That's the door.
133, please. Showing you People's 133. I'm gesturing with the laser light. What's that, sir?
Get it, Cato. Get the dot.
That's the
Go get the
door.
dot. Come on, Cato. Go get
134,
it.
please. And once again, if you could look at the screen, I'm sorry.
The door again.
All right. And you see here the chest and the television set in the cardboard box
Yes.
shown in the previous 4 photographs.
Yes.
And do these views of the garage comport with your memory of its appearance when you were living there?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Kalin, directing your attention back to the date of June the 12th, 1994. On that date, I think you indicated that Paula Barbieri had called. This was in the afternoon of June.
Objection, Your Honor, Ms. Stacy Davis.
Sustained.
Can you tell us, sir, whether Paula Barbieri called the defendant on the date of June the 12th, 1994?
Objection.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, yes.
And after that phone call, sir, did you have a conversation with the defendant about Paula?
Yes.
And what did he tell you about Paula?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
You could answer.
Part of the conversation was about the recital.
Okay. And what did he tell you about that?
Objection.
Grounds.
Hearsay irrelevant.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
From what I remember, that she wanted to go, and I believe OJ did want her to go, kind of on his own.
So he didn't want her to go to the recital with him.
At that time,
Mhm.
yes.
Did he tell you what his feelings were about Paula?
Objection.
Overruled.
Answer. That I wasn't sure as far as just the one, maybe not the one.
I'm sorry?
To spend, to be the one to be with, like for life.
Okay. He wasn't sure if she was the one for him?
Objection.
Was-
Ms. Davis, the answer.
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Can you please tell us, what did the defendant say to you about his feelings about Paula?
Not being sure if Paula was going to be the one to be with.
Did he tell you he was undecided about her?
Sustained.
Did he tell you whether or not he had made a decision about whether he wanted to be with her or not?
Not a decision. It was undecided.
Now, did you have another phone conversation with a woman after that point on the afternoon of June the 12th?
Yes.
And who was that?
Tracy, Adele,
And whose friend was that?
my friend.
Did you speak to Tracy?
Briefly.
And then what did you do after you briefly spoke to Tracy?
I handed the phone back to OJ.
And then did he speak to her?
Yes.
Did he make a date with her?
Objection, also speculation.
Did you hear what he said to her?
I didn't hear all the words. No, I tried not to listen.
Did you hear him set up a date to meet her later?
Objection, leading suggested.
Sustained.
Did you hear him say, what did you hear him tell her?
Well, I know it was long distance. She was calling from another state.
What did you hear him say about making any plans to get together with her, if any?
I'm not sure of that. I know they talked and that she was interested in business, like being an entrepreneur. And that was like they're talking business, so they could have talked about getting together, but I'm not positive.
All right. Now, at some point, did you leave the house that afternoon?
Yes, I did.
What time did you leave the house?
I probably left about 3:30 or 4 to play
To do-
basketball.
To play basketball?
Yes, I did.
And what time did you get back?
Got back at about 6 o'clock.
And when you got back, what did you do?
I talked to OJ
Where were you when you talked to him?
in the kitchen nook.
And what time was it then?
This is about 6:37.
And had you been watching a game or something?
Yes,
What game was that?
I was watching that in my room. It was the Houston and the Knicks. That was a playoff game.
So you spoke to him after the game ended, did you?
Yes,
And how was it that you came to speak to him after the game ended?
I think I heard him shout Cato.
And when he did that, what did you do?
Hey, talk. I'm sorry.
Did you leave your room?
Yes.
Were you in your room when you heard him call Cato?
Yeah, I was like on the kind of the patio area, but I was in my room. I could have just gotten down for a bit and heard the name.
So did you go into the house when he called you?
Yes,
Did you talk to him?
yes.
And what did you talk about?
About the game, about who won the game, the recital, how Sydney was at the recital.
And what did he say to you about Sydney at the recital?
He said Sydney was great at the recital.
And Sydney
Was
is
great.
his daughter, correct?
Sydney's his daughter was at dance recital.
What else did he tell you?
She was great. That Nicole was there
And
and friends.
that Nicole was there with some friends?
Friends.
What did he tell you about Nicole?
Sustained. Phrase question.
What, if anything, did he tell you about Nicole?
Well, he wanted to talk with Sydney, and I don't think it was the wording, but Nicole wasn't going to give him time to talk to Sydney, and he wanted to talk to his daughter, and I think they went off somewhere.
Who went off somewhere?
Nicole and the kids.
So what did that have to do with Nicole? I'm not clear on that.
Oh, they all.
Objection.
Sustained. Rephrase the question. Calling for speculation as part of this witness.
Okay. What I'm
With the court reporter.
I don't know that anything happened there that we need to have a sidebar. For real. Come on, Judge. Do better.
All right, Mr. Kalen, when you get that question back. What did the defendant tell you about Nicole at the recital? What did he tell you about what transpired with Nicole and Sydney at the recital?
Okay, about taking her within, about what she was wearing.
What did what did the defendant tell you transpired, if anything, with regard to himself, Nicole, and Sydney?
Okay. That OJ wanted to spend time with Sydney, and that Nicole wasn't going to give him the time to have with his daughter, talk to her at the recital, so they went off.
Did he tell you whether he did get to spend some time with Sydney anyway?
Short time.
What, if anything, did he tell you about Nicole herself at the recital?
About her, what outfit that she had on.
And what did he say about that?
That they were wearing, and her, who she was with, that they were wearing tight outfits, and wondered if they could be grandmas and wear those outfits out.
Did he remark
Okay.
that she was wearing a tight dress that night?
Objection, leave next to Judge.
Sustained.
What remark did he make about, what, if any, remark did he make about what she was wearing that night?
That it was a tight outfit.
Did you have some further conversation with him?
Yes.
And what was that?
I was wondering if I could take a jacuzzi.
Okay. And did he give you permission to do that?
Yes.
Did he talk at all about what he was going to be doing that evening?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
That he was going to take a flight out. He had to pack for a trip to Chicago.
And did he seem pleased about that?
No. That he didn't like red eyes.
Did he give you permission to take the jacuzzi when you asked for it?
Yes.
So what did you do?
I took a jacuzzi.
About what time was that?
About 7:30, I'm guessing 7:30, 7:45. I took a jacuzzi.
What time did you finish taking the jacuzzi?
About 8:30.
Okay. When you got done with your jacuzzi, what did you do?
I went to my room.
And what did you do there?
I got on the phone.
Who'd you call?
A friend named Susan.
And while you were on the phone, were you interrupted by anything?
I don't know if it was on during it, but yes, OJ came to the room.
And did you have a conversation with him?
Yes.
What was the nature of that conversation?
That I forgot to turn off the jacuzzi.
He brought that to your attention?
Yes.
What did he say about that?
You forgot to turn off the jacuzzi.
And what did you do?
I was gonna, I'll turn it off, but he said he turned it off already. The jets of the jacuzzi.
And when you had that conversation with him, were you still in your room or did you exit your room?
Kind of the doorway. There's a door. I was in the room still. He was on the out of the door, the outside.
What happened next?
I went back and I made another call.
And who was it that you called at that time?
Another friend, Tom,
And where was he living at that time?
San Diego.
Do you remember exactly what time you called him?
Not the exact time, but around like 9 o'clock.
Okay. Do you remember, do you know by heart his phone number?
Yes.
before the city zoning council. I just made sure of that and asked that it be marked Peoples 135. If you would step down, Mr. Kalen.
All right, People's 135.
You can see what does this appear to be, sir?
My phone bill.
And can you tell us, there is a portion here highlighted indicating June the 12th. This is military time, 21:03, which is 9:03 p.m. There's San Diego, California, area code 619, and the phone number that follows. Do you recognize that phone number?
Yes, that's Tom's number.
Indicates that the call was for 8 minutes. Okay, 9:03, does that comport with your memory and help refresh your memory exactly what time that call was placed?
Yes.
And up here, does that indicate what your phone number was as of June the 12th, 1994?
Yes, it was.
You can have a seat, sir.
All right, you want to show for 1492?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so you spoke to Tom O'Brien,
Yes.
and as the record indicated, it was about a 7-minute call. After you hung up with Tom O'Brien, what happened next?
I saw OJ again.
Now, were you still on the phone at that time, or had you hung up?
No, I was still on the phone.
So the defendant came out to see you, and you were still talking to Tom?
Yeah, I was talking to Tom, and I hung up during the talking to OJ. I said, "Hey, Tom, I'll call you back."
Okay. And what happened at that point? Did you have a conversation with the defendant?
Yes.
Tell us what the nature of that conversation was.
It was to get some. He had $100 bills, and he needed like a 5 for the sky cap, and he asked.
I'm so upset I never called that line and it's gone now. Or maybe it's not, but it's not the same. I don't know what's going on. I know that I know she wanted to use the picture with the bicycles and the things in the garage to establish that somebody was right. Somebody said something that was correct. And then somebody else said something that was a lie. But I don't know yet. We'll find out later. His phone calls to other people, no idea how that could possibly be relevant in any way, shape, or form.
If I had some cash.
So after he told you he only had $100 bills and he needed a $5 bill for the sky cap, what did you do?
I gave him 20.
You gave him a 20, was it a $20 bill?
Yes.
And when you gave him the $20 bill, did you put it in his hand?
Yes.
Could you see both his hands?
One hand for sure, but I could see both hands. Yeah.
Did you notice him bleeding or cut on either hand?
No.
And what happened next?
I gave him the money, and he said he was going to get a hamburger, and I said, "Can I go?"
You invited yourself to go with him?
Yes.
And what was his response to that?
Sure.
You seem real excited to have you come.
Sustained.
Wouldn't you?
Sustained. Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Your Honor. So did you go with him, sir?
Yes, I did.
What was he wearing at that time?
At the best of my recollection, I thought it was a sweat outfit,
Okay, what color was it?
dark color.
Could you tell?
It was either blue or dark blue or black.
And the material, what kind of material was it?
I thought it was like a cotton.
Was it long sleeves, sir?
Yes.
Do you remember what kind of shoes he was wearing?
No.
All right. When you left, where did you walk through, sir?
We walked from the sidewalk in the back to the back door, past the bar, to the kitchen nook, to the outside.
What car did you get into?
The Rolls Royce.
And where the Rolls Royce, when you got into it, sir, can you tell us where it was parked
In the driveway.
and where was it facing? What direction, if you can
The,
tell us?
the headlights would be facing the Rockingham gate.
I thought they took the Bentley to McDonald's. Not the, maybe I'm
136.
remembering wrong.
Showing you what's been marked as People's 136, sir. Can you tell us if you recognize the car in the foreground of that photograph?
Yes,
And what is it?
that's the Rolls Royce.
Look at the grill.
I'm sorry?
Never mind.
He said, look at the grill.
Look at the grill. It's a Bentley. Could it be a Bentley, sir?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Is that the position in which it was usually parked in the driveway?
Yes.
And the gate that you said it was facing, in that position, what gate would it be facing in this photograph?
The picture's taken from the Rockingham gate.
And was that the position in which it was parked when you got into it with Mr. Simpson on the date of June the 12th?
Yes.
Who drove the car?
OJ.
And approximately what time was it when you left with him to go get something to eat?
Approximately 9:10.
About 10 minutes after 9, was that?
Yes.
What gate did you exit through?
Rockingham gate.
As the defendant drove, sir, were you able to see his hands?
Yes.
See any injury to them?
No.
Any bleeding from either hand?
No.
As you exited the Rockingham gate, did you look to see whether there were any other cars parked on the curb?
No, I didn't look.
All right. While you were in the car on the way to McDonald's, did you have some conversation with the defendant?
Yes.
What was the nature of that conversation?
There was some conversation about the flight.
The red-eye flight?
What an airline. Tired. At one point, I had said, "Oh, you should take a nap." And if there was going to be time, he didn't think there'd be time. And I said, "Well, you should try to take one. You look tired."
Wait, what did you say?
I said, "You should take a nap." I
And
said,
what-
"Do you have time to take a nap?"
And what did the defendant say?
That he probably wouldn't have time to.
He probably would not have time to.
And then I said, "You should try to."
And did he make any response to that?
No response.
Did you have any conversation that caused you to notice the clock in the car?
Yes,
And what was the nature of that conversation?
that was what directed me to the time, about taking time for a nap.
Okay. So when he
And that
indicated,
was at,
excuse me, sir.
at 26 and San Vicente.
That was when you had gotten to 26 in San Vicente?
Yes.
So when the defendant said he didn't think he had time to take a nap, you looked at the clock?
Yes, and there was a stoplight. I remember a stoplight.
And what time was it when you were at 26 in San Vicente?
I thought it was like 9:15, 9:18 on the clock of the car. 9:15 and 9:18. It looked like it was right past the.
Okay. Was this a digital clock?
No, it was a numbered clock. Well, I mean,
Okay.
numerals. Like digit would be that too, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
Analog.
Analog. And so you looked at the clock, you saw it was 9:15 to 9:18, and how long after that did you was it before you got to McDonald's?
I think 6 minutes or so.
So you got to McDonald's at approximately what time?
9, like 9:22.
And did you go into the McDonald's or did you do drive-through?
Drive-through.
And that McDonald's is located where?
I'm pretty sure it's on Santa Monica, across from a Carl's Jr. I remember.
That's Santa Monica Boulevard?
Yes.
Now when you drove up to the drive-through window, who paid for the food?
I paid, but OJ gave him the money.
So now you had already given him $20, is that right?
Yes.
So you pulled out another 20 to pay for the food?
Yes.
Did he ask you to do that?
No.
You just did it.
Yes.
All right. When he paid for the food, after paying for it, did he then give you any change back?
Yes.
Did you notice his hands as he paid for the food and gave you your change?
Yes.
Did you see any injury to either hand?
No.
Approximately what time was it when you got your food?
9:25, 9:26.
All right. Now, as the defendant drove home, what was he doing?
Eating the food.
So he ate and drove at the same time?
Yeah, but he finished pretty fast. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, he ate and drove.
And did you eat at the same time while you were in the car?
No. A few French fries.
So as he ate with one hand, he drove with the other. Is that right?
Yes.
Were you able to see his hands?
Yes.
You see any injury to either hand?
No.
About what time was it when you got home?
It's about 9:40.
Do you recall whether you entered the property at 360 Rockingham through the Rockingham or Ashford gate?
I'm pretty sure it was Ashford Gate.
When he parked the car, can you tell us, sir, in what position he parked the car when you returned?
Same as the picture.
And when you say the picture, you mean People's 136 on the screen now?
Yes.
Do you remember how the gate on Ashford opened when you went inside?
I don't, but it just opened. I wasn't aware. It just wasn't something I looked for.
Did you look to see whether there were any cars parked on the at the curb of the Ashford gate?
I didn't look.
Can you tell us, sir, whether the defendant owned any other car besides the Bentley and the Testarossa you identified in earlier photographs?
Yes.
And what was that?
A Ford Bronco,
Color?
white.
Can you tell us where he normally parked it?
Usually on Ashford,
By the gate?
on the street,
I
Yeah.
mean, near the gate, on the
Yeah.
street.
near the gate.
When you first moved into the property in January of 1994, do you recall seeing it parked in that location from the first time you moved in?
Sustained.
When do you first recall seeing the white Ford Bronco parked near the Ashford gate on the street?
Usually on Ashford.
Yeah.
Yes.
When was the first time you noticed that?
The exact date? I don't know. Probably January.
And
It was there.
January of
Of
94?
94.
And is that when you moved into Rockingham?
Yes.
People's 137.
People's 137.
Look at your monitor, sir. Mr. Kalen, you can look at
Yes.
your monitor.
Oh.
You see the car that's shown in People's 137?
Yes.
Never.
You
She's still
recognize that car?
asking questions.
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's the OJ's Ford white Bronco.
The one that you were discussing earlier?
Yes.
Who drove that car, sir?
OJ and sometimes Gigi to the store.
Anybody else?
No. That I knew of, no.
How often did Gigi ever drive it?
Sometimes she would take it to the store. If she needed to do an errand, she could take it.
Otherwise, it was the defendant?
Yes.
All right, when you got back to Rockingham, defendant parked the car in the location you indicated on People's 136. Can you tell us, sir, what happened next?
After the McDonald's,
Yes.
I got out of the car and I had my food and I walked towards the kitchen and I thought I was kind of inviting myself, so I turned and I went to my room.
Okay. So you were carrying your food, sir?
Yes.
And you say you walked toward the kitchen. Were you inside the house already?
No.
You walked towards that door?
Towards the door.
And were you intending to go inside the house?
I was thinking about, I was going to do it and I didn't do it. Yeah, because I thought I should eat in my room. I was going to go into the kitchen area, but I thought I'm just kind of inviting myself. I should probably go to my room.
Okay, so you thought you were going to have your dinner with the defendant inside the house?
Well, yes.
Okay. And when you got to the exterior part of the house in front of the kitchen, you stopped at that point?
Yes.
Your Honor, I photograph asked to be marked People's 138 has been shown to counsel. Do you see the location you're talking about when you said you walked toward the kitchen area?
Yes.
I'm going to use my the laser light. Ask that you direct it. If you can see the screen, sir. See the light?
Yes, I do.
Okay, tell it where to go.
Okay, go to the right more, up, and go about 2 inches to the right, and that's the door.
All right, that location right there?
Yes.
Can we mark that with the telestrator? Okay, I'm going to ask that area be marked with the telestrator. Make sure it's correct. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, that's the door.
Thank you. We ask that this be marked People's 138A.
138A.
Thank you, Your Honor. When you got to that location, what did you do?
When I got to the door,
Yes.
I turned.
Okay, and what did you
Good.
see?
OJ
And where was he?
at the driver's side door of the Rolls.
Did you say anything to him?
No.
What did you do?
I looked and said, "Oh, I'll eat in my room."
And what did you do then?
I took off to my room to eat
Did he
through the
make
path, through the path to my room.
Did he make any response to you when you said, "I'll eat in my room"?
Oh no, that was in my mind. I'll eat in my room.
You didn't say that out
No,
loud.
no, in my head I was going, "I'll eat in my room."
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I love
he say
him.
anything to
I
you?
just love him.
No.
I love
Did
him.
you say anything to him?
No.
So after the car was parked and you got out and walked to the kitchen door, did you have any conversation with Mr. Simpson?
No.
And he said nothing to you?
No.
Okay, when you say you walked through that path, you're talking about the path, describe for us the path you're talking about.
Part of it's on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's the driveway. You can see where the path goes, and it comes around by the hedges here. That you can barely see it in the shot, but that's the path.
People's next number 139, Your Honor, photographs and show to counsel. Can you see the beginning of the path in this photograph, sir?
Yes.
Can you indicate to us where it is?
Yeah, right where the right angle is, right there's the path.
I'm going to ask that it be marked.
I
with
want one.
illustrator.
I want one of my very own.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, that's the path.
People's 139A?
139A.
Thank you. Print. What happened next?
Okay, so I took the food and I walked on the path to my room. And I started eating the food and I made a phone call.
Now, did you make that phone call immediately when you got back to your room, or did you do a couple things first? Do you remember?
Pretty much right away I did. I made it, within a minute, I think.
What were you saying in your
was
head when
pretty
this was
quick.
happening?
Pretty sure.
So you,
I'm going to eat this
after you
burger.
walked back to your room,
I'm
you
going to drink this
entered within a
Coke.
minute. You made a phone call.
Yeah.
Who did you call?
I called Tom again.
The same Tom that you called earlier before you left for McDonald's?
Right, because I told him I'd call him back and I called him back.
And do you recall exactly what time it was that you called him?
It was about after we got back, 9:40, 9:45.
And would you refresh your recollection as to the exact time that you called him? You saw your phone bill.
Should have started with
Yes.
that. Okay. All right. We're gonna pause here. I really want one. I really want one of my very own. I'm gonna go have a conversation in my head. You know what? With both Salty and Chinny. I'm gonna spend the next hour talking to you guys. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. What is today? Sunday. I'll see you all tomorrow or later today. I know, me too. I want some McDonald's. I'm not gonna get any, but I sure want some. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.